अस्सलाम वालेकुम आप सबको US Consulate कराची की जानिब से काफ़ी विद क्रिश में खुशामदीद। वेलकम टू ऑल आवर व्यूअर्स। मेरा नाम क्रिश दास है और मैं यहाँ US Consulate कराची का तर्जुमान हूँ। I'm the spokesperson here at the US Consulate in Karachi. This recorded message is part of our regular series through which we provide you with up-to-date information on a number of diverse areas and share lives and accomplishments of interesting personalities both from Pakistan and the United States. Today we have with us Ambassador Henry S. Ensher, who is the Acting Deputy Assistant Secretary for Pakistan, who's in Karachi to meet with business leaders and community leaders. Ambassador Ensher has previously served as the Acting Deputy Assistant Secretary for Afghanistan, Chief of Mission at the US Mission to International Organizations in Vienna, Austria, and as the Ambassador of the United States to Algeria from 2011 to 2014. Ambassador Ensher holds a BA in Political Science from Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles, California. Ambassador Ensher, thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedule to have this chat with us. And as they say in Urdu, hum aapka istiqbal karte hain, which means welcome to Pakistan.
Thank you so much. Real pleasure to be here with you.
Ambassador Ensher, let me go directly into my questions. What brings you to Pakistan?
So Pakistan is such an important country for us, and we're very eager to see what can be done to improve ties between the business communities in particular. Maybe you're aware that there have been a couple of important American companies that have just recently arrived or strengthened their presence in Pakistan, and so we're eager to see what more can be done as a means of enhancing the relationship between the two peoples and the two countries.
And so this is basically, you're talking about trade and commerce and enhancing trade and our bilateral relations, correct?
Yeah, that's precisely correct. When we look around the world and we see our most successful relationships, they are ones that always include close economic and business ties. So important to establish or strengthen that with Pakistan as well.
Excellent. I'm really glad you're here. Ambassador, tell me a little bit about your hometown, where you grew up in the States. What are your favorite things about your home state?
So I'm a Californian to the core, and even
and that's
back.
where you went to school.
That's right. That's where I went to school, and even back a couple of generations, which is rare in California. I grew up in Fresno, California, which is a small city, I'll call it, that's centered on an agricultural region, the most prolific agricultural region actually in the world. And then went to school in Los Angeles at a Catholic university, a Jesuit university called Loyola Marymount. With all due respect to everywhere else on the planet, I'm very much a home state sort of person. I think California is the best place in the world, and I invite your viewers to come and see it.
I'm sure, number of people, when people think about America, they either think about New York or California,
Yeah,
right?
very true.
What inspired you to become a diplomat and join the U.S. State Department, the Foreign Service Ambassador?
I think from a very young age, for a number of reasons, I was sort of exposed to foreigners, and I have to say I just found the experience fascinating, and so wanted the opportunity to see the broader world. And I think a little later in life, the idea of service to our country came up to it, and the Foreign Service, the Diplomatic Corps, offers a great way to do both, to serve our country on the one hand, but get to know foreign cultures on the other.
And also, when you mentioned California, another thing about California is that you probably grew up in an environment where people from across the globe come to California, not just as tourists, but who have settled there, and there's tremendous diversity there, correct?
So quite right, and so from a very young age, and certainly by the time I went to university in Los Angeles, I'd had some experience, some exposure to a broad, cross section of people from the world, actually. Quite right.
Also, and did you, I mean, was this your first career or did you have another career before this?
No, I'm what you call a lifer. I'm a diplomatic lifer.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
35 years now.
And you became interested in international affairs while you were in college or right before that?
Had some interest right before that, I suppose, but certainly in college I studied it.
Okay.
And so
And you did
continued
political
developing
science?
it. Did poli-sci with a focus on the Middle East, actually, yeah.
And are you, and you were in Algeria before, as the ambassador for 3 years.
Right.
What are your best, what are your thoughts, I mean, your memories of Algeria?
So one of the best things about Algeria, from my view, was how much it reminded me of California.
Okay.
It's very dramatic coastlines on the Mediterranean, lots of diverse people, great and lovely landscapes and climate. Liked everything about Algeria, really. Great place, wonderful people.
And now, probably that question may be redundant. Where are some of your favorite places you have served, and what's your favorite part of that particular post, Ambassador?
It would be hard. It'd be hard to pick out a favorite. I mean, there have been some which I very much enjoyed for the cultural opportunities or to get to know the people. There are others that were more interesting because of the professional challenges. I suppose if I had to look back and focus on one, it really might be Oman, actually, the Sultanate of Oman. Again, beautiful country, nice people, and just a fascinating, diverse, rich culture. I liked everything about Oman, actually.
What interested you about working with Pakistan?
Pakistan is really important, very important. 200 million people, a growing economy, important geographical location, and an underdeveloped relationship. Our relationship has had ups and downs, and particularly if, with Pakistan's help, we're able to achieve a settlement in Afghanistan, then we're quite optimistic about the future here.
And we have had 70 years of friendship.
Yes, we've had a strong relationship for 70 years since independence. I think the first visit made by Pakistani officials to a foreign country was actually to the United States.
I see. Since, I guess, in 1947, 48. Right?
48, I think.
Yeah. Ambassador, have you met, I mean, are there a lot of people in the United States of Pakistani descent or Pakistanis you may have interacted with in the U.S.?
Always hard to get a number on things like that, but it's a significant number. I have to say that when I travel in the United States, I always ask to see members of what we call the diaspora or the Pakistani American community. It is never a problem to find Pakistanis anywhere.
Right.
It's not. Pakistani Americans are generally very successful. They're successful in very high-end professions and business. They make a great contribution. We see that it's possible for them to serve as a bridge between the two countries. Very eager and interested to work with Pakistani Americans.
It's the people-to-people ties. That
yes, exactly
right. The bonds.
Exactly right. And the people who know the two countries best can serve as leaders in that area.
Absolutely.
We think.
There are a number of students who come and study in the United States as well.
Huge
from
number.
Pakistan.
In fact,
we have a huge exchange network as well.
It's the biggest in the world, actually.
Absolutely.
So,
have you tried any Pakistani food?
lots of times, one way or another, and without venturing into sensitive territory here, there's of course in the region as a whole, a lot of the same dishes are shared, slight variations, but yeah, I like it a lot. Big fan. Sign me up.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Biryani, maybe?
I've eaten a lot of biryani in my time, made by Pakistanis, mostly outside of Pakistan.
Okay.
I like it a lot, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and I've seen the different varieties.
What are your
there.
thoughts about Karachi, Ambassador?
I think it's a really vibrant community, obviously very large, and I think it presents a great opportunity, particularly for the private sector, and we expect that we'll be promoting, with the help of the Pakistani private sector, the Karachi private sector, greater interaction with their counterparts in the United States.
I've been here for about a year and a half now, and I can confidently say that Karachi is one of the most vibrant communities and cities, and the Karachiites and Pakistanis, of course, but Karachiites are one of the most hospitable people from Sindh, probably in the world. It's just been a tremendous experience for me.
Glad to hear.
Also, Ambassador, so we're running out of time, unfortunately. Is there anything you would like to say to the Pakistani people?
I think that there really is. We're at a moment of great opportunity. We think that there are significant possibilities of greater cooperation, greater understanding, to work together in business and in other areas. And I'm here to just see what can be done, so that we have the opportunity to explain that to each other's people, so that there can be that kind of a relationship.
Excellent. Ambassador Ensher, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, for me as well.
Thank you for chatting with you and learning more about you and the programs that you've been working on. I'm sure our viewers enjoyed this conversation as much as I did.
So kind.
Thank you again for coming to Pakistan, to Karachi, and we wish you all the best for all your future endeavors, projects, programs. And a big thanks to all our viewers for joining us during this chat. Have a good day, shukriya, or Allah Hafiz. Bye now.